Alright guys, let's see if we can finish this up. I got the phone on a charger. Let's see if we can finish this up, man. Part 2, Parasite, Net Most Wanted narration. I'll leave the links in this video as well. Let's just move on.
They don't get in there with rags and wipe it up. They just pour in the new ingredients and mix it up, and you're consuming what's called alcohol. So we take a Petri dish and we grind up.
He's talking about, remember, we left off when he's talking about those dressings, and I told you mothers about that they be getting you with the condiments. But I was talking about the ingredients in the condiments. I didn't know this man was he was saying that something about the lining in the salad dressings, that when it activates these parasites from you just putting dressing on your salad. So that even furthers extend what I said about, man, about not using condiments, using your own. I think I told you guys you should use apple cider vinegar on your salad. Let's move on, man. If people want to be hard-headed, let them be hard-headed. That's the point I'm at with it now. Let's move on.
Lettuce from Safeway or the health food market down there with organic vegetables. Pour in a little bit of salad dressing from one of the food stores, and we grind it up and we put a swab on it on a Petri dish. And in the morning, all the flukes have hatched by the hundreds.
Oh, goodness.
So what you're doing at body temperature is you're hatching flukes by the thousands every single day you eat salads and all this other stuff. And they get into your bloodstream. Now you have T cells, an immune system. And they see these critters and their war starts. And some of them, they just need to find a place of safety. For some reason, your pancreas gathers up wood alcohol. A fluke or two finds their way in there, and they grow up, and they have babies, and they start making a mess. They have feces, you know. Well, the flukes that are living in your pancreas, the feces there collect single-celled organisms called...
You guys, do you really want to go through all this just to eat some goddamn meat? Or just to, oh my God, it's just, or just to not, I wouldn't say eat meat, because remember, you can eat vegetables and still activate these parasites. You got to take heed, man. You just got to take heed.
Viruses. Their waste shuts the pancreas down. And you've got diabetes. And now breast tumors. Breast tumors, it seems now, are just about as easy to get rid of as a common cold. It's caused by parasites. And so your thymus gets full of parasites. And here you have your thymus now, it's not operating properly, and the thyroid, it doesn't operate properly. That affects the acid in your stomach. The strength of the acid in your stomach starts to shut down. And what do? You get mold off a fruit growing there, and you wind up with candida. There's an 1800s remedy. It's called Lugol's iodine for those that are not allergic to iodine.
Lugol's iodine. Y'all hear that? What have I been trying to tell you guys to take? What have I been telling you guys? What have I been telling y'all to take? But this is just added information to what I was saying.
Iodine, if you can eat shellfish, shrimp, or the sort, you buy yourself a little bit of Lugol's iodine, knocks candida out just about overnight. Certainly will in 3 days. You take 6.
Another thing that knocks candida out that I knew a long time ago is a powder, white powder called cream of cassis. Cream of tartar. Cream of tartar I used to take because it contains a lot of potassium. The only problem with cream of tartar is that shit will make you, it will just make everything you eat just turn to diarrhea. But one guy on YouTube, which they actually erased his video, he was saying that's normal and it'll subside in 30 days. But, nobody has time to be having diarrhea for, 2 to 3 weeks, regardless of what the hell you're doing, So I would say, use Lugol's iodine. Cream of tartar that's just too brutal to go through all that.
Drops 3 times a day for 3 days. The mold.
Now, he was talking about taking 6 drops 3 times a day for a few days or whatever. I've been telling you guys, I've been taking 25 drops every day for the past 2 years.
And the fungus and all that nonsense growing in your stomach and all that candida growing there knocks it out flat. It's only $8. Listen to this. You know, I always believed that Alzheimer's was caused by aluminum in the brain eating the neurotransmitters out. Is that not correct? That's what we all believe?
Oh, here we go. Listen to this, guys. Remember we was talking about the aluminum? Remember Dr. Berg said they found out that this table salt contains aluminum? Right? It contains aluminum and it contains microplastics. Dr. Berg said about this table salt. And I said that can lead to dementia, Alzheimer's. Let's move on.
Well, the aluminum in the brain, which is there, is not eating out the neurotransmitters. It's the organisms, the bugs and the parasites that need the aluminum's vibration to go into a breeding frenzy.
Oh!
And it's there.
Do you hear this, people? Do you hear this? Aluminum causes parasites to go into a breeding frenzy. I've been telling you guys, please leave this. I'm not talking to the masses. I'm just talking to the people who watch my channel. If you value your health, if you value the health of your family, do not eat table salt. Okay? Remember I told you guys about a week ago, I said the Holy Spirit told me, he said, let's say you don't, you've been like, man, I've been doing good. I've been eating good. I haven't eaten such and such for 200 and something days. And the Holy Spirit say, yeah, but would you say that about somebody who spit on your food? Would you say, well, I haven't eaten no food that's gotten spat on for 200 something days. Today I'm going to eat some food that somebody spat on because I haven't ate it for 200 something. Would you? No. He said, Holy Spirit said, that's how you are to view. I mean, guys, and it's so crazy because you have all these places that say they health, right? You even have some restaurants out here that say that they're about health. Nobody's paying attention, though, to the salt. It don't matter how healthy a restaurant says they are. If they're not using real sea salt, it's not healthy. It's full of aluminum and microplastics, which throws the parasites into a frenzy. This is unbelievable, guys. Guys, this should be making y'all really, like, I'll be honest with y'all, I don't even give a fuck what people do. I told y'all, justice is being served, literally. I just care about, like, I already said, my wife, I hope she is in line with me. I don't know how long this world gonna keep going. I don't know God's plans like that, but I'm just talking about my wife, my children would not be allowed to, if I gotta divorce my wife because she wants to put aluminum in the children's brain, we'll just get a divorce. Because I'm not having it. This is ridiculous. That's what I say. How people, everybody think they know something out here. How much credit can you give to people if they becoming demented and they're full of parasites that's controlling their thought? They don't even have their own thoughts. They're eating table salt every day, all day. That's throwing the parasites into a frenzy. So, do they have their own mind? No, most people don't have their own mind. Why y'all think I told y'all the other day some lady, clear as day, she walks all the way out in the street just to walk around me. You think that was the parasites that told her to do that? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Let's move on. This shit is crazy, man. Unbelievable. Aluminum. He said the frequency of the aluminum. They didn't say the aluminum. He said the frequency. It's like, man, what else is aluminum doing? Since we're talking about frequency here. Oh my God, let's just move on.
That's eating out the neurotransmitters. People that are super parasitical, they have bad breath. Halitosis is a main cause. By the time you got halitosis, you're loaded because that's worm urine and worm droppings that you're breathing out.
Oh my God.
So it's no wonder your breath's bad. It's time to deworm and it's time to get them out. So what I've discovered, and this is really important, when you go to the health food store and you do your thing and you get all those vitamins and you do this program and that program and you do all this stuff, you go so far and you can't get any further. You hit a wall and you're aging. You're getting older. And so we put a program together, and I tell you it's a deworming program. When they get into your thymus, do you know what happens? Your thymus starts to shut down. It disturbs the quantity and quality of acid in your stomach, and as a result of that, you come down with Epstein-Barr chronic fatigue syndrome or candida. The mold now grows in your stomach because the acid isn't strong enough to kill it. And so the fruits you eat, here you've got a new problem. You're developing warts and all kinds of other things, and it's a mold problem.
Oh my God.
When you've got flu.
It's funny too, because I was just telling you, remember guys, we was in a store the other day, and we was shopping with the conscious one, and we was talking about all those nuts and stuff, but they didn't have no walnuts or pecans in the bag. The only thing they had in the bag was those peanuts, and I was telling y'all how those peanuts, you know, you got to be careful with them things because they got mold on them. You know, when you buy, some of y'all, sometimes you might buy a pack of peanuts, even if it's a small pack, it's always one. It's almost like they do it on purpose. It's always one molded peanut in that package. If you just Snicker bar is absolutely disgusting to me. A lot of food that I used to like when I was younger, it tastes nothing like, you know, a Snicker bar does not taste like how it tasted 30 years ago. Okay. Popeye's chicken don't taste how it tasted 30 years ago. Let me tell y'all something about Popeyes, man. Popeyes actually tastes nothing like how it tasted in the 90s. I wonder how many people actually realize that still eat Popeyes. I had some Popeyes, guys, a few weeks ago. It tastes like nothing but salt. Like, if you're going to eat some fried chicken, I say go to Church's because it's less salt, and Church's actually taste flavorful. But, you're not supposed to eat, again, you're not supposed to be eating none of that stuff at all. But I can tell y'all the truth. The last time I had Popeyes, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I think they gave me some old meat too. But Popeyes, let me tell you something. Popeyes, their biscuits, you used to be able to put that biscuit in your mouth, and when your mouth clamped down on that biscuit would just melt in your mouth. Okay? That biscuit would just melt in your mouth. They don't do that no more. You put a Popeyes biscuit in your mouth, it ain't melting in your mouth. Even if you drink some water by it, it still ain't melting in your mouth. They're not buttermilk biscuits anymore, guys. And then the Popeyes chicken, like, guys, I can remember, close my eyes and remember the smell and taste of what Popeyes used to taste like. Guys, I'm telling y'all, the Popeyes out here today, that's not Popeyes from the 90s. Now, when you walk in there, you smell something. And you think you smelling Popeyes, but I'm telling y'all that is not Popeyes. Y'all better wake the fuck up, man. Let's move on. Pissed me off too, man. I got only Popeyes I'm ever had dreaming about Popeyes. That shit used to be good, man. Popeyes in the 90s, oh man. It used to be literally smack your mama type of good, okay? For real. Like, you'll hurt somebody for real with some Popeyes in the 90s. You think people arguing now.
In your thymus, you develop chronic fatigue and Epstein-Barr. All you need is a deworming program to shut it down. I'm telling you, folks, this is big stuff. And now the FDA is on to us. They now know what the water will do. They now know what all this stuff is due. So they're prescriptionalizing everything. The FDA is shutting it all down with a new program they put in motion that is a labeling issue. And they're taking all colloids off the market.
Well, you can't have somebody else be responsible for your health. You gotta be responsible for your health. That's why I think most people are really like adult pathological children at large. You want somebody else to take care of you instead of you taking care of, being responsible and taking the steps to take care of yourself. Everybody got a choice. Because I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I'm gonna end it with this tonight, these two parts, and we're gonna do a part 3 tomorrow. But man, I'll be honest with y'all, when I heard that thing about the aluminum, and he's talking about the frequency sends out a wave that drives the parasites into a mating frenzy. Guys, oh my God. People don't want to listen to me, y'all. Why will people listen to little old me, right? I don't have a suit tie on. I'm not white. I don't have glasses on. I'm not at some desk with degrees behind my head. I don't know. I'm not living in a $400,000 condo. What do I know, right? It's wild, y'all. I'm just glad I'm taking the right steps to love myself, man. That's it. I'm glad that I love myself. At the end of the day, that's the only person I should worry about loving is myself. That's it. What everybody else doing, that's on them, man. That's on them. It is. I will say before I end this, guys, it is frustrating though with the whole restaurant thing because from time to time I want to go to a restaurant. I want to eat food at a restaurant, and then I think about the table salt and what we just heard here, and I'm just like, why the fuck you gonna do that for? Especially when you can cook your own food. And the thing I don't understand too is why restaurants don't use like some restaurants. I'm not expecting a low level restaurant. I'm talking about like some of these mid to upscale. I don't understand why they don't use Himalayan salt because Himalayan salt actually make your food taste better. It tastes better. Matter of fact, guys, we don't even really know. Think about it. You don't even know if this stuff is really salt. Just why? Just because it's white and it's powdery. To tell you the truth, guys, we don't even know what the fuck that shit is. It might not even be sea salt, for God's sakes. And you looking at all the ingredients and you saying, oh, it's all cool, but everybody just for some reason thinks the salt. You don't think that. What about the salt? You thinking about the ingredients, but the salt is part of the ingredients. You just saying, oh, it's just some salt. What can happen, right? It's just some salt. Man, you don't know what the hell that shit is, man. This industrialized salt. We really don't know what that shit is, man. But Himalayan salt tastes better than table salt. If you put some white salt on some watermelon and eat it, and then you put some Himalayan salt on a piece of watermelon and eat it, it'll taste totally like two different things. But Himalayan salt makes things taste better. It almost has like a seasoning to it, almost like a sazon. Not like sazon, the seasoning Hispanic uses, but I'm just saying it makes the food very flavorful, more so than any table salt can. So anyway, guys, we're gonna shut it down. I think I didn't do two 15 minutes, and we're gonna do some more of this tomorrow, y'all. This shit is wild. I'll talk later. All right, peace.